What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another Green Tea Chronicles and movie reviews. I want to talk about Fatale. The movie is directed by Dion Taylor, starring Hilary Swank, Michael Eli, Mike Coulter, and Tyron Turner. The movie came to theaters this weekend. I went and checked it out. It runs about an hour and 42 minutes. So the movie tells a story of a guy who meets a cop when he goes on a trip out of town to Vegas, something like a business trip with his business partner, and something like a bachelor party at the same time. So his friend guy, kind of persuades him that he needs to loosen up, take off his wedding ring, and be single, be a bachelor for the moment, and return back to his married life when he gets home. So his marriage, you can tell that it's kind of like a distressed couple, and their marriage is kind of on the verge of either, they're going to take a break again, or they're going to just go ahead and call it a quits. So again, it tells the story of a guy who meets a cop. And of course, by watching the trailers, you can tell that the cop is going to be a little bit too obsessed with the guy. And it goes from one thing to another. It gets really bad. But there's a twist. And the twist was kind of unexpected. And it also was a little misplaced. Because with the movie, it seemed like what the movie was trying to do, it threw you off by showing other things. And so the movie kind of didn't know where it wanted to go in some scenes. It started to tell a whole different story, which will kind of throw you off from what you were planning to see. Now, the twist was a little unexpected. At the same time, a lot of things throughout this movie was predictable. And it was also a little stereotypical and a little, too much with the music, like the soundtrack. It was just too much. It was just a little bit too much. It's like they wanted to play the entire movie soundtrack throughout the whole film. I mean, leave some things, to surprise when you go and buy the soundtrack or when you listen to the soundtrack. Some things you want to leave out. But the movie, it was pretty good. It's just that it came on and it was just like some things in the movie is to question, like the couple. The couple, they didn't really convince you that they had a good thing going on. And at the same time, the acting was a little off. Character development, it was a little delayed. And by the time we really got to learn who the characters were, it was mid through the film. It's like you really didn't even care because of how the story started to kind of unravel and everything. So it's like, that's where it was with this film. This film was kind of a little bit all over the place, and you kind of had to put it together and come up with your own conclusion. But at the same time, the movie wasn't a horrible film. It's pretty good. It's just that it could have been a little bit better. It was long. It was longer than it needed to be. They could have taken a lot of scenes out and added some things that would have made it much, much better. So it's like at first the movie, it takes off and then it loses you. And then you catch on to what it's going to be. And it takes you away from what you thought the story was originally about. So those are my thoughts on Fatale. It hit theaters this weekend. Leave your thoughts down below if you've seen the movie or if you're planning on watching it. Always thank you for watching and talk to you soon.